Here we go with another episode of the ISO on the Gonzaga Nation Media Network. As most Gonzaga game previews, we get the opposing head coach. Today, no different. The head coach of the Dons, USF, first-year coach doing a tremendous job, Chris Gerlufsen. Chris, thanks for joining.
No, thanks for having me, Dan.
Well, you guys have had some bright spots this season. You guys have also, as mentioned off camera, a couple disappointing stretches. When things are going well at the Hilltop, they're going really well. You guys knocked off, at the time, number 25 Arizona State, where you guys were up by nearly 40 for many stretches of the second half. When you guys are playing your best basketball, what does it look like?
Yeah, that's a great question. The first thing I would say is we've struggled with the consistency piece, and that's the biggest thing, as you know, in college basketball. If you can kind of harness that, you have a chance to be really good. And so we've shown flashes. I think at our best, we're a team that can get up and down the floor with some pace. We have smaller perimeter guards. I think they're at their best attacking early in possessions. But we're at our best, too, when we share the ball and the ball kind of moves side to side and we get into our half-court actions. And we've taken care of the ball a little bit better than we did at the start of the year. That's kind of been Achilles heel for us. So, again, something that we're addressing on a daily basis. And, when we do it, we've shown we can play with anybody in the country. And that's the challenging part. And the tricky part is just kind of harnessing that consistency piece.
Consistency is always the mark of a great athlete or a great team. You guys are still searching for that. But when you guys look good, you look really good. Unfortunately, to start conference play, you dropped 2 games. You're 0-2 with the Zags coming into town. What were the Achilles heels in those first 2 games? I know one of the games you guys really didn't shoot well from the three-point line. Another game, San Diego took 33 free throw attempts. Yep. What have been the differences?
Yeah, no, I think in both games, we've put teams at the free throw line way too many times. And we had addressed that earlier in the year. And, before Christmas break, I thought we were trending in the right direction in terms of a lot of the stuff that had given us problems. And for whatever reason, in these first 2 games, we're fouling too much, giving teams, easy points at the free throw line, free money. And we need to do a better job of defending without fouling, and we cannot let missing shots or, when we're making threes, we're hard to deal with, but we can't let that define us, and that can't affect the other end of the floor. Offense can affect the defense and vice versa. And we've struggled a little bit with that. So all things that I'm confident that we'll fix and get better at as the season goes on. But unfortunately, we've had to learn the hard way here in these first 2 conference games. And as you know, every game in conference is a war and a battle, and there are no off nights in the WCC.
You guys lost Jamari Bouye from a year ago, who was one of the best players in recent memory in the WCC. Khalil Shabazz flirted with transferring, flirted with trying to start a professional career. He's back. I've called him Jamari Bouye 2.0 because you guys rely on him a ton. How good has Shabazz been this year for you guys?
No, he's great. He's somebody that I have a lot of trust in. He's been through the wars of what this league is about, has helped us win a lot of games here over his career. And I think he's grown up a little bit in the sense that he's turned into a better leader than probably what he was in the past. Sometimes I think it was natural for him to kind of take a back seat to Jamari. He's kind of stepped into a different role with our team because we need that, along with Tyrell Roberts. I think those 2 guys are a good 1-2 punch for us. And so I'm just happy with his maturation and his growth. And some things you don't see necessarily that translates into the play, but it's what he says in the locker room. It's kind of the presence that he has behind the scenes.
Top 10 Gonzaga is at your gym Thursday. Tip-off is in the evening. It's a big game. What are the keys for you guys to slow down the Gonzaga attack and have a chance for the win?
Yeah, that's a daunting task in terms of how you slow them down. The names change at Gonzaga, but the way they play and just their style doesn't, and that's a testament to coach and kind of the deal that he's built there. But, I think it starts with Drew. I don't know if they're, he's faced just about every kind of defense you can face and figured out ways to score and be tremendously effective with his field goal percentage. 66% from the floor is amazing. And I think they're very good at finding spots of where to get him catches. He has some of the best footwork that I've seen in college basketball in my 25 years of coaching. So I think it's more, how do you try to unnerve him? How do you try to maybe, not let him be as comfortable as he is used to being? But it's a task where we have to team defend. There's not one singular guy on our roster or any roster of college basketball that can defend him one-on-one. So it's going to be a team defensive approach with him. Maybe mix defenses up a little bit to try to keep them off balance. But we'll have our hands full, but we're ready for the fight. We like when our backs are against the wall.
Last question, Coach, because I know you've got a lot of different things on your plate right now. Former Gonzaga teammate of mine and roommate Kyle Bankhead is on your staff now. How hard is it to temper maybe his emotions during a week where he's preparing to face his alma mater? And second part of that is, does he still have any Gonzaga gear, or have you kind of completely eliminated that from his wardrobe?
I haven't seen any of the Gonzaga gear yet, but I'm sure he's got something hiding in some of his drawers for sure. I'm sure it is touching a touchy spot with him in terms of what it feels like to play against a school that, he won so many games at and had so many good memories at. But he's been through this before too, having been an assistant at the University of San Diego and having to play the Zags. So, he's knee deep in prep, as the rest of our staff are. And he's a professional in every sense of the word. And we're so happy to have him here on staff. And, but if he doesn't have the cheat code in terms of how to beat the Zags, he may not be here next week. So, a lot riding on the game for him, but no, he is a tremendous asset to me and our team and the staff.
Awesome. Well, best of luck. I appreciate the time, and hopefully things go well for you on Thursday night.
I appreciate it, Dan. Always good catching up.